Great, thanks for that welcome, Leanne. Very nice of you, and distinguished guests, in particular, former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo Nguka, panelists, delegates, speakers, fellow Nedbankers, of course, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege for me to be here with you this afternoon and to address you today as we close out on the first day of our Nedbank Top Empowerment Conference. Thanks to everybody for your energetic, enthusiastic, insightful inputs into today's discussions. As we celebrate 30 years of democracy in South Africa, the theme of the conference, Africa Rising, Navigating the Path of Inclusive Transformation, truly embodies the dynamic spirit and determination of not only South Africa, but in fact of the entire African continent to overcome challenges while embracing opportunities for inclusive growth. So as I reflected on the topics of discussion today, my mind repeatedly came back to the singular thought, which is that the theme of this year's event brings together two words that most people typically assume to be somewhat interchangeable, namely inclusive and transformation. However, the dialogues we've been privileged to participate in serve as a reminder that this isn't always necessarily the case. While it's easy to think that all transformation is automatically inclusive, that's actually only true if we consciously make it so. Inclusive transformation in the African context means that the continent's economic growth must take place in a way that absolutely no one gets left behind. It must address the deep societal and socio-economic imbalances that have been exacerbated over centuries by colonization, inequity, unemployment, poverty, the impact of climate change more lately, and uneven economic growth rates across the continent. Against this backdrop, inclusive transformation calls for bold leadership from governments and the private sector, with strong collaboration on developing and implementing time-bound solutions that deliver the growth we all need to transform economies and societies across the continent. Our shared goal must be to create a brighter future for Africa's people and to bring hope to the millions of young people who yearn for a better life and an opportunity to contribute to society. And as such, inclusive transformation demands decisive action against corruption, misgovernance, which plague many countries across the continent, including our own here in South Africa. And we've all got a responsibility to leave behind a continent that the next generation will be proud to call home. And it actually all starts with purposeful and visionary leadership. So as a purpose-led organization, Nedbank is committed to supporting and promoting such leadership and collaboration in pursuit of sustained, inclusive, sustainable economic growth across the markets in which we operate. Our purpose statement, which is to use our financial expertise to do good for individuals, families, businesses, and society, guides all of our actions and our decisions. Our ambition in Africa is to leverage our enterprise capabilities and digital strategies to drive meaningful socio-economic development that fosters sustainable economic growth and serves the communities, countries, and economies where we operate. All of which are reasons why we're so proud, in fact, to once again be the platinum sponsor of this all-important event. So I'd like to speak a bit more about this topic of inclusive transformation, particularly in terms of its role in unlocking Africa's immense growth opportunities. But before I do so, I wanted to briefly recap on some of the important topics that have been covered today and how they relate to our theme of inclusive transformation. So we began the day with a profound panel discussion celebrating 25 years of progress in women's empowerment. And this conversation isn't a retrospective one, but a vibrant affirmation of the pivotal role women, particularly black women, play in the economic powerhouse of our country, in our households, in our homes. The stories shared were not merely about policy, but real lives transformed. So reflecting on this, I'm reminded how essential it is to move beyond integration to true empowerment, ensuring that women are not just participants, but leaders as we think of triple B and double E. This isn't merely an economic imperative, but a social one, vital for the holistic growth of our economies and communities. Now, I'm proud to say that this aligns closely with Nedbank's strategic priorities, and in fact my own as a father to 3 girls. The discussion on the intersection of youth and sustainability was both timely and urgent. Our panelists underscored the critical need to equip the next generation with skills and knowledge to address environmental challenges. And this is not just about preserving our planet, but in fact securing the future for young people. So at Nedbank, we're inspired by the energy and passion of our youth. We firmly believe that investing in education and empowerment is our single best hope for a sustainable future. We've taken significant strides in this area through our leading support of the YES initiative, which you heard of earlier. In fact, our intake is now 13,500 previously unemployed youth since the program launched in 2019. The scale of this impact means that literally thousands of young South Africans have improved employability and entrepreneurial prospects, positively impacting the families and communities they come from. Our graduate programs continue to position Nedbank as a leading graduate employer of choice, providing skills development and employment opportunities to thousands of young South African graduates. Today's panel discussion on unlocking supply chain opportunities highlighted the importance of empowering small and micro businesses. It's heartening to hear creative pathways being shared, focusing on driving market access for these enterprises. This discussion resonated deeply with me, as I believe that true economic transformation must include grassroots. By enabling small businesses to extract value from the broader business supply chain, we foster a more inclusive and robust economic environment. Nedbank's commitment to this is evident in the achievement of Level 1 broad-based Black economic empowerment status for the 6th consecutive year, this year in 2023. This is more than just a theoretical achievement. Our increasing investment on empowering suppliers, including exempt micro-enterprises, qualifying small enterprises, Black-owned, Black woman-owned businesses, demonstrates this dedication. Our supplier relationship management program further focuses on ESG elements, performance, innovation, with the aim of supporting and enabling the sustainability journeys of our strategic and critical suppliers. Later on, the exploration of how new technology can empower Black-owned businesses through digital transformation was a glimpse into the future. And as Ray says, we can't all tell the future, but we certainly know we need transformation to get there. The discussions reinforced how cloud computing, affordable devices, are opening up new horizons for smaller enterprises, presenting opportunities for trade and expansion that were previously unimaginable. Reflecting on this, I'm convinced that technology is not just a tool, but a catalyst for equitable growth and development. Of course, the true value of digital is its ability to level a playing field and thus ensure that all businesses, regardless of their size, can compete, can thrive, and contribute to Africa's transformation and its economic growth. I've no doubt that, like Nedbank, every business represented here is either proudly African or, for those that have international roots, proud of the role they play on our continent. And that's exactly as it should be. This is a continent so immensely rich with potential and opportunity. It's resilient, it's brave, creative, and beautiful, and we should be proud to call it home. But we also have a responsibility to go far beyond being proudly African. We're called to be the drivers of change that enables Africa to rise to its full glory which is why it's so important that we use events like this one to remind ourselves of that potential and of the role of inclusive transformation as an enabler to the continent's wealth of growth opportunities. So I firmly believe that Africa stands on the cusp of explosive growth with immense potential to transform the lives of its more than 1 billion people. As we look into the future, several key areas of opportunity emerge that can drive inclusive transformation across our continent and must be harnessed to do so. What are those? Let's start with our greatest asset, our people. Africa boasts one of the youngest populations globally, over 60% under the age of 30, and an average age of 19. By 2025, our population is predicted to exceed that of China. This demographic dividend is a powerful force for innovation, economic development, and is critical for driving technological innovation and economic development. To fully leverage this demographic dividend, we must focus on programs that equip these young people with the skills needed in a modern economy. This includes both technical and soft skills, like leadership, problem solving. Our collective efforts should extend to also supporting small businesses and startups led by young entrepreneurs. And by providing access to finance, business development services, mentorship, we're supporting an entrepreneurial ecosystem that can drive economic diversification and growth. Investing in the population can result in long-term benefits for the entire continent. Hand in hand with the youthful population is the digital revolution sweeping across the continent. Just think about this. Africa's leadership in mobile banking is a testament to our innovative spirit and adaptability. According to the World Economic Forum, we have the highest mobile banking usage in the world, with 48% of our population using banking services driven by mobile technology. So this is a significant improvement from only 2 decades ago, when access to traditional banking was inherently limited. As Africa embraces this digital future, the continent is also taking significant strides in continental integration. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement marked a pivotal step towards the economic unity and shared progress. And this isn't just another trade agreement, it's in fact the single biggest trade agreement since the World Trade Organization was established in 1994. So it's really expected to increase intra-Africa trade by at least 50% and boost economic growth across the whole continent. It aims to create a single continental market for goods and services, enhancing trade and investment flows between African countries. It's an opportunity for inclusive transformation that we simply cannot afford to pass up on. The regional integration potential it provides can help historical market fragmentations, reduce trade barriers, and create a more competitive intra-Africa business environment that is less reliant on exports out of Africa. Of course, it also provides opportunities for economies of scale, making African products more competitive globally. Trade is only possible on the back of reliable and supportive infrastructure, which is why infrastructure development remains a critical need. It's a valuable opportunity across the continent, from transportation, logistics, networks, energy systems, digital infrastructure. There's enormous potential for investment and growth. Investment in transport corridors, logistic hubs are essential for improving connectivity and reducing trade costs. These projects not only create immediate jobs, but also lay the foundations for long-term sustainable growth. Look, of course, we can't discuss Africa's potential without mentioning our continent's abundant natural resources and agricultural opportunities. Africa has vast, untapped natural resources and agricultural potential that can make it one of the key breadbaskets of the world, while also providing significant investment opportunities across sectors such as renewable energy, mining. Agriculture will always remain a critical sector for many economies, offers significant potential for growth and for transformation. By investing in the adoption of more modern farming techniques, leveraging technology, and improving access to markets, we can boost agricultural productivity and create more value-added products. And this won't only enhance food security, but also creates opportunities for agribusiness, related industries, and jobs. Extractive industries, particularly mining, continue to be important for many African countries and will remain so. However, the focus must shift more towards sustainable and responsible mining practices. There's an opportunity to develop downstream and beneficiation industries, adding value to our mineral resources before export. This can also create more jobs and foster the development of local manufacturing capabilities. Then let's not forget the huge potential of Africa's tourism sector. Diverse landscapes, rich cultural heritage, unique wildlife makes this an unparalleled destination for travelers from around the world. By investing in sustainable tourism infrastructure and promoting our destinations globally, we can create jobs and drive economic growth. Often in many more remote locations, more remote communities can benefit from that. And lastly, climate change presents both challenges and opportunities for us. As we all know, despite its comparatively low contribution to global carbon emissions, our continent is highly vulnerable to the global impact of climate change. And we see this already in extreme weather patterns, droughts, floods. These challenges threaten agricultural security, water resources, and economic stability. However, addressing these challenges also presents an opportunity for innovation and growth. Investing in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, climate-resilient infrastructure can and must create new sustainable economic sectors and grow the number of jobs available, particularly to our youth. So as you can see, fellow delegates, Africa is truly alive with opportunities for growth and transformation. We've got all the ingredients we need to ensure the continent's sustainable success. The key is to ensure that this growth is inclusive, sustainable, and benefits all our people. Partnerships are one of the pillars on which these benefits will be unlocked. We've heard that a few times. Strategic partnerships are essential for supporting inclusive growth and economic development. Collaborating with financial institutions and businesses globally can drive trade and investment opportunities across Africa. And by leveraging each other's strengths, we can create new business opportunities and drive sustainable development. Nedbank's played a crucial role in various infrastructure projects across the continent, highlighting the success of joint ventures and public-private partnerships. These projects not only improve local economies and create jobs, but they actually enhance the quality of life for our population, contributing to broader economic inclusion and empowerment. So as we continue our discussions tomorrow, let's keep in mind the vast potential of our continent and the role each of us can play in realizing it. Whether it's through supporting youth empowerment, driving digital innovation, promoting sustainable practices, or fostering strategic partnerships, we've all got a role to play in Africa's future. So I urge you to make full use of the networking opportunities that are available to you here. It's our hope as Nedbank, as sponsors of this event, that the relationships and partnerships forged here will grow into impactful collaborations that help bring about Africa's inclusive transformation. I want to thank you all again for your active participation today as we continue to navigate this path. Let's remember that this is a collective effort. I'm excited and Nedbank's excited to be part of these conversations today and tomorrow as we all work together to realize Africa's immense potential. So thank you, everybody. Hope you had a great day, and I'm sure we'll have some drinks later. Leanne, back to you, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jason, thank you very, very much. And again, Nedbank, thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to come together to share some of the most incredible ideas. And we really have. We've spoken about so much today. We've covered a wide variety of topics. And it's been such a pleasure and an honor to be listening to all of this. And, you know, we started the day with so much thought, so much insights from our speakers, and we just carried it throughout the day. But like we said, today is really about doing something. It's not about just discussing our problems. It's about actually finding a solution and doing something about it. Because as much as there are opportunities out there, we need to give others the chance to come through the doors and to fill up the chairs that are vacant. And you and I are the only ones who can do that. Nobody else can do it. So tomorrow we continue. Tomorrow we start again at 9 o'clock, and we've got a fantastic lineup of speakers. I mean, just to know that we've got Imtiaz Suleiman, who's going to be with Matthew's Pose. I saw him a bit earlier. I think he popped in and he's left. But we've got a beautiful day lined up for you tomorrow. It's a big day in our country as we see Parliament opening, as we celebrate the International Nelson Mandela Day, and all of us will be together once again in this room, sharing beautiful ideas to take our beautiful country and continent forward. Have a fantastic afternoon. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow morning. And remember to keep that app open, check everything out, join in the discussion forums, enter the competitions, and also wonder about about the exhibitions today as well. Thank you, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone.